The Tennessee Titans return home as an underdog for the second time this season as they prepare to face the Green Bay Packers, who really need the win on Sunday, November 13th. The line is showing signs of moving up to the key number of 3, so this will be a line to monitor throughout the week. This season has been an unexpected struggle for the Packers, while it was an expected struggle for the Titans. The Green Bay Packers are just 4-4 straight up and 5-3 against the spread. This is just the second road game for Green Bay since week 2. They're 1-2 on the road, but 2-1 against the number. This kicks off a stretch of 3 straight road games for the Packers. Perhaps the criticism of Aaron Rodgers was premature, as over the last 3 games he has 10 touchdown passes against just 1 interception, with a 68% completion rate. He's also looked more like his previous self, with 12 scrambles for 103 yards. Mike McCarthy has drawn a lot of ire for his play calling and lack of creativity, but it's been tough recently without Eddie Lacy in the backfield. Say what you want about his physical shape or his motor, but Lacy gives this team balance. Ty Montgomery isn't going to run it inside the tackles, though his skill set is interesting as a safety valve and in some stretch plays. Perhaps the use of Richard Rodgers will have an impact on guys like Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, and Randall Cobb when he comes back here in future weeks. The tight end caught 6 of his 10 targets for 64 yards. Teams are figuring out that the way to beat the Green Bay Packers is through the air. The only team to run with great success on Green Bay was Dallas, and not everybody has an elite offensive line and the top running back in the NFL this season. The Packers keep stuffing the run with 3.3 yards allowed per carry, but they've given up 267 yards per game through the air and 12.5 yards per catch on average. Injuries to guys like Demarius Randall and Clay Matthews have not helped either. Andrew Luck didn't carve up the Packers like Matt Ryan did, and Marcus Mariota certainly won't either. But the Packers do need to fix some things on that side of the ball. Unfortunately, health may be the only cure. The Tennessee Titans fell to 4-5 straight up and 3-6 against the spread, with last weekend's loss to San Diego. The Titans are 7-2 to the over, with a string of 6 straight games north of the closing total. Tennessee is just 1-4 against the number at home this season. The Titans are still a young team and they play like one. Last week they scored 35 points and lost the game, in part because San Diego had 2 defensive touchdowns. They took a Marcus Mariota fumble to the house and then did the same with an interception. Every time Mariota has a chance to take a step forward, he has a game like that. Mariota has completed 63% of his throws with a 17-8 touchdown interception ratio, and he's maximized the impact of the time he's been sacked, but he still turns the ball over at the worst times. The impact of DeMarco Murray has been felt this season with 4.6 yards per carry, but a lack of skilled players at the wide receiver position has held this group down. The Titans rely heavily on tight end Delaney Walker, who has nearly 1/3 of Tennessee's explosive plays in the passing game. Rookie Tajay Sharp has only caught half of his 54 targets. The offensive line is very solid here, so maybe the Titans can have some success. On the defensive side of the ball, the Titans have bent a lot, but they have not broken all that often. Forcing only 7 takeaways makes the job pretty hard on the defensive side of the ball. The Titans have done a decent job of creating negative plays in the passing game with 23 sacks, but they haven't fared well in coverage when the quarterback has been able to get the ball away. Tennessee has given up 983 yards after the catch, which is one of the things that Green Bay tries to achieve with a lot of quick throws, crossing routes, and slants. Tennessee is going to have to tackle in this game, otherwise it may get away from them quickly. This spot is not great for the Tennessee Titans as they return from the West Coast to host a team in desperation mode. Mike McCarthy got outcoached by Chuck Pagano last week, which was not a great sign, but Aaron Rodgers still had a decent game. Rodgers will have open windows to throw into, and the Packers should move the ball. Tennessee needs to run the route to be effective, but some offensive line injuries and a bad matchup may hinder their ability to maximize DeMarco Murray. The Packers are dangerous as a road favorite, and this is probably a stay-away game, but a pick has to be made. The over may be more attractive as Green Bay did get pushed around by Dallas's offensive line, and this is a light version of that group. For our pick and prediction, we'll take the Green Bay Packers at -2.5.